Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of SOC Talks with, with Joy and Shawn. I don't even know what I'm saying
And
here.
this, boys and girls, is why we don't have Bloody Marys at 9 o'clock in the morning. Again, how many times have we talked about this, Joy?
I know. I'm sorry. So actually, it was a mimosa today. So
Oh, okay,
a
perfect.
little different. Yeah, so.
It goes with your outfit. It's more color
I
coordinated.
know. I know.
If you were
No,
wearing red, it'd be a Bloody Mary.
yeah.
So we're going to talk
Today,
about cocktails today and what to drink at what time and what to wear.
today is really the result of you are my fourth Zoom of the day. So
Right.
it's like I'm like becoming like a Zoom, the Zoom written across my
Right.
forehead. You know, like what do I say? What do I do?
I'm not
But
even
anyways,
putting my
okay, we're
video up. It's just
serious
going to be
now,
my
guys.
picture.
We're we're here to help you today. Honestly,
Yes, we are.
So Shawn and I are going back and forth on a couple of topics here today, and we kind of landed on one that I think is really, really kind of fun. And Shawn, I'll let you kind of kick it off here a little bit.
We're going to talk about the perfect card because everybody wants to know what the perfect card and what to say is. And here's the secret. There isn't one.
That's right.
Because if you're truly acting on your promptings when you think of somebody, and can you honestly say, every time I think of somebody, do I send them a card? That thought, that prompting is meant for them, not you. So it doesn't matter what you say.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think we've touched on it a little bit, but the group sends, the campaigns, and this is more, I see these questions in our official group, in the customer group on, I'm meeting with a CPA today. What do I have them say in the card? Or they want to know what to say. And, it's the same thing. It's more the consistency of the cards for group sends and for staying top of mind that it is what you put in the card. Because I was talking to Joy earlier, and I said, with my mortgage business, if I would send my 300 to 400 out once every other month when I was doing it for my mortgage business, it would land right for about 8 to 15 people because it wasn't about me. It was about them and the right time for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it wouldn't have mattered what I said in the card. It would still have landed for those same 8 to 15 people because they were in the right mode to have me help them.
Right.
So I think we get hung up on, and I'm just as guilty as anybody else. I'm typing a message and I say to myself, I wish I would have listened more in my advanced English class in high school than I did, because I know there's a better way to say this. But again, it is truly that Maya Angelou quote that it's not what you say, it's not what you do, it's how you make them feel. And it's them, not you, again. So that's, what we're going to expand on today to, don't worry about the perfect card because there isn't one.
No.
It's the right card at the right time.
There isn't. And like Shawn said, that card's going to land in the hands of the people at the right time if it's right for them. It's not for you. Like I tell people all the time, who are you going to make smile today? So, well, I'm going to smile today because I'm doing the card. They'll smile when they get it 3 days from now,
Right.
Kind of thing. And that's the way it is. That's the way it is. But, on a business setting, like Shawn was saying, and you're consistent with sending out your top 100 clients, 50 clients or whatever, on a consistent basis, whether that's monthly, whether it's every other month, whether it's quarterly, it doesn't matter. They're not that they're going to expect that, but every time they get it, it's going to make them feel good.
Sure.
And again, you're going to have those 8 or 9 or 10 people that are going to say, oh my gosh, I got to get a hold of Shawn.
Right.
Or something in that respect.
Absolutely.
And like when Shawn is saying that, he's not telling you that there's not, what you say in the card is not important.
Right.
It's just what's important in the card isn't important for everybody at that moment.
Right.
Kind of a thing. But, and it is how you make people feel. And every time you can do that, it's huge. It's a huge benefit. So there is no, like Shawn said, there is no perfect card.
Right.
It's what's perfect about the whole thing is that you are thinking about them and you're writing a message to them. And when they get that, that's what you want to make them feel. Right. That was special for them.
Well, I got that kind of aha moment early on when I ran into a financial planner that I used to work with at a bank, and I sent it, and we couldn't do picture plus cards and put pictures on the inside. Right. And it was just a simple palm tree card and a message inside, and met with him a few months later, and the card was sitting on his desk, and I'm like, wow, really? It is about them, not you. And I think that's maybe the message you have to get to your customers, to your clients that are using Send Out. What should I say? Yes, you should write in proper English and have a great message, but it's all about the customers and the clients. And I tried to prove it wrong when, because it was, we send out to give, not get, which is hard for most people.
Yes,
And I tried to
especially a
prove that.
business owner.
Yeah, I need what's my ROI? I need to get my return on this and make some money, So it goes back to the consistency of the cards going out. Yes, the message, it needs to be clear and concise, but a simple, hey, I want to say thanks. I really appreciate you being my customer.
Hmm.
Name. As simple as that.
And that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That is simple as that. Yeah, I tell people that all the time. So you just send a card and just say thank you. Tell you we appreciate them. And that's it.
Without expectation of anything in return. And like you said, it's hard, especially for business owners, because they want that return. And I think that's another conversation where are you talking to your clients, your customers, and are you saying, Send Out cards is not it's an investment in your business. It should be on that side, not an expense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because if you do it right and you listen to what I say and you're consistent with it, you're going to get tenfold back on what you're sending out and what you're spending. So it really is an investment within your business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a key point. That's really a key
You know,
point. It's not an expense. It's an investment.
and with your clients. I mean, if you're not investing in them, why should they invest in you? And don't be surprised when they're going elsewhere.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So what do you do, Shawn? Let me just kind of ask you a question. As your experience with working with clients and staying in touch, have businesses that are staying in touch periodically throughout the year with random touches, with consistent touches, I should say.
sure.
What do you say when you do have that person that says, you know what, after maybe a year and they haven't had a return on investment? How do you explain to them the process? I mean, how do you explain to them what they have done?
Well,
What they need to continue to do.
and what they might not see is, no, maybe they have not gotten a call to get increased business from one of their customers or a referral. But what they can't see is how many of those customers are still with them that didn't go elsewhere, that are still using their service because you're sending them cards.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you have to get them thinking, yes, this is a way to get referrals from your customers, get increased business from your customers, but it's also a retention piece. We all hear it's easier to keep and cheaper to keep customers and go out and get new ones. So maybe you get them thinking that way. If they've tracked it in the past, what's your runoff with your clients in the past few years? And hopefully when you ask the question, what's it been this year? Oh, yeah, it's less. So, getting them thinking that way. If it's the same, then just say, this is a long-term deal.
Mm-hmm.
I was very fortunate. The first card I sent out, and I've shared my story, went out to 300 and some people, and I got 8 mortgage deals out of that first card.
Mm-hmm.
Very transactional. And I guess it depends on the business too, on what kind of referrals they get and what kind of business. So I just try to talk to them, get them in that mindset that, this is an investment. It's not a one and done kind of deal. This is a long-term deal that you just have to put in your business plan, and this is part of what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're doing nothing else and making your customers feel good, that's going to pay you back dividends as well.
Right.
So,
Good point. Good
yeah.
point.
And the same with logo on the back. I try to don't put your logo on the back. Do a great picture of yourself, but I want to put my logo. Okay, that's great. Then put your logo. And then what I try to talk them into, there's one with 2 pictures. Let's do your logo and your picture. So it's the same. It's just kind of changing depending on the person. Just kind of getting them to see, a little
Right.
differently than maybe they do. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Cool. Good points. Good points. So, and I know when I work with my clients that are periodically putting cards, consistently putting cards out there.
Sure.
I always remind them of the 80/20 rule. I really do. I says, if you're going to do this every month, for a year, it's okay a couple of times a year to make a
Absolutely.
promotion.
Yeah,
Make it
absolutely.
about something with the in company or your industry or whatever the case may be. But the rest of the time, yeah, it's really hard. You brought up, about putting the logos on the back. That's a real hard one for business owners not to put that.
Well, because you know
First of
what?
all, we're telling them they can,
Right.
that back of the car is theirs.
Well, you
Don't
say
put,
you can brand yourself, and as soon
yeah,
they think logo, and maybe that's
yeah,
not the
yeah,
right term we should be
exactly.
using.
Exactly. And they say that don't ever put that logo on the inside. Don't ever put that business card on
Right.
the inside.
You
So
put it on
get
the
them trained to
back.
do
Oh,
that.
no,
But then go to put them on the back. It's like now we're telling them, don't put it on the
don't
back.
put it on the back. No.
It's a process.
Well, you
And
know
that's
what? It's
why it's
because
important. That's why it's important for us. They are our customers, and we're trying to teach them how to reach their customers.
right.
So we need to be setting that example too.
Absolutely.
We need to be sharing them. I spend a lot of my top clients, especially customers, they are always getting stuff from me.
Sure.
On
Me
a,
too.
and I do it about every other month. I get something out to them and gifts involved with them so that they can see samples and they
Right.
can see, they're our customers. So we
Right.
want them to do what we're asking
What
them to
we
do.
do, and
We
we're
need to do
we're
it to them.
coaching them to do. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Sorry,
absolutely.
I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Shawn. You were starting on a path.
No, lost my train of. No, it's and I think the logo thing is because we've been so, it's been a 20, 30 year of branding and got a message and you got to ask for the business. And, realtors were my biggest customers when I started because I was in the mortgage business. And when I started, you couldn't, again, make your own card. And on the inside, you could do a business size card picture, or a bigger one. And we've talked in the past. And the first question is, can I put my business card in there? Absolutely. But if you're saying thank you or happy birthday, or happy holidays, you really want your glamour shots staring at them. And some would get it and others would not because they're like, well, how are they going to know it's me? And then that's a whole different issue. Then you're not staying in touch with them enough.
Hmm.
If they don't know you by
Exactly.
name. Um, so, I've had a realtor that been in the business 20 years and never followed up with his clients. Never. So I said, okay, we're going to use your logo on the back and your picture for anybody 2 years and beyond
Right.
because they're not going to remember who you are,
Right.
and then the last 2 years, they should still remember you. We'll just do the picture for them. And then we'll eventually, get rid of your logo as the next year, once you've been in touch with them for the next year. So, but it is, and and you never want to argue with somebody. I want to put my logo. Then put dark doggone it, put your logo. So,
Yeah.
but we're also going to put your picture too.
Yeah.
We're going to compromise.
You and your family on there. We're going to put that on the back. So
Yes,
I've
doing
got
something
I've had
right.
success working with people lately, just even convincing them to put a quote on the back.
Okay, yeah,
Kind of a quote that resonates with them. We kind of have
right.
that little bit of a conversation, and it's like, I really like that. I said, well, yeah, slap that on the back, and then your name and phone number if you want
Right.
to, kind of a thing. I've even gone back to actually using some of the templates that still have the name and address up in the corner.
Oh, on mine, it's my picture with my family, the one that 90% of go out, but the name and address
Yeah.
is up. I don't think I have any that I've had my picture and my name and send out cards and my phone number underneath it.
Oh, really? Now, see that
Yeah.
most of mine do. Most of mine have, Joy or Mark or the Kahne's family or
Do they
something
not
like
know who you are?
that. Huh? I guess it
Yeah.
just depends. When I sent it to the
Joy,
senior
Joy, who
graduates,
was that?
yeah.
I don't
Hey,
know
well,
who
Shawn,
that
I
is.
will
Yeah.
tell you a funny story. I did send a lot to a lot of graduates, and I
Okay,
got,
well, that's a
and
good point.
I did that, and I did not have that information on the back. I mean, it was just totally another
Right.
graduation logo, congratulations, da da
Yeah.
da, and all that kind of stuff. And I had people messaging me like, what is your information, and so the kids, and I thought,
Perfect.
so there, I learned I really needed to use that one up in the corner more.
Right.
On those
Yeah.
particular ones, kind of thing. So they were trying to reach me.
Nah, just, have fun with it. I think when you get the challenge of somebody on what I should say, what I should do, it's, kind of put them in the mindset that, when you send the card, it's really for that person. And you're right. and I'm sure you've gotten this when that person said, I'm smiling today because I'm doing a card. I'm going to make them smile in a few days. But how many times have you thought of somebody and you acted on that prompting, and then when they get the card, they make a comment like, man, I was having one of those days and you just made me smile. So it wasn't even the day you thought of them. It was,
Yeah.
that's how crazy this is and how
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
works. It was when they got the card.
Yes.
So it is. I mean, I think we have to, and it's a little different mentality than, everybody's kind of used to, because it's got to be the perfect card. And, marketing tells me to do this and this. And,
Mhm.
it is about it's landing on the right time for that right person. So,
And that's exactly right. That's exactly. I've been a very component from day one when I started doing this too. Is like, that card's going to land in their mailbox on the exact day that they need it,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
you hear it all the time. You hear it all the time. You
And
know.
whether that's one or you're sending out hundreds, you
Yep.
just have to keep that in mind that if you send out 300, it's not going to land for all 300 at the right time,
Right. Right.
so.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just had a client the other day, a customer the other day said, well, I sent this card and the brownies and I didn't hear back from them. I'm just like surprised, thinking, I bet you they enjoyed those brownies.
I did. And you know what?
Okay. And the
You're
next
probably going to
time.
see them in a few months and they're going to go, hey, thanks for the card and brownies.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
know,
Or you're going to be on a Zoom networking thing and they're going to be up there in the corner and it comes to the end for testing, someplace for testimonies. And you're going to say, yeah, and then Shawn sent me those card and brownies. And it was like months ago. I mean, you have to
right.
go back in your history. It's like, when did I send those?
What card did I send? Yeah. Thank God for card history.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I have many times where people have commented and thanked me for this. It's like, what did I send them?
Yeah.
No.
And that,
You're right.
so,
Thank goodness for history.
but we've talked about this, that just tells you that you're doing it for the right reason.
Mm-hmm.
That was about them, not you. So,
Yeah, exactly.
yep.
Exactly. So awesome stuff. So,
So the
hey, for
perfect
the,
card does not exist. It's like a unicorn.
mhm.
So just send cards for the right reasons, even whether that's individually or a group send, and be consistent with it, and you will see results. And that's what you have to coach your clients and customers on,
Mhm,
that's how it
mhm.
works. It really
Yeah,
does.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I know we didn't touch too much on it, but just to kind of put that out there for everybody too, the offbeat holidays and the reason,
Ah,
if you're really looking for, if you want a reason,
right.
and really getting stuck, like, well, I've already sent them like 3 thank you cards or appreciate you cards, what do I do next, kind of things. Well, go online, Google offbeat holidays.
Right.
You
For
will
the
be
month. And
pretty
yeah. Oh,
amazed,
absolutely.
what is out there for you. And this one client that I was using, every month we would find one, and I was for a long time finding them for him. Well, then the admin got used to finding them herself, and
Gotcha.
the first month that she actually found one of myself, kind of like I knew her date was coming up that they want to do it. It's like, I haven't heard from you for a while, and everyone said, oh, I made my own card up. She found, like, there's some day in September that it's I Love Lucy Day.
All
And
right.
she found a graphic for I
Perfect.
Love Lucy, and she had created her own card for their clients on that. And I'm like, I mean, that's the kind of thing they remember.
Right.
They just totally, totally remember that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So,
And they'll
so
keep them. And you know what? They'll start to look forward to them.
yeah, they
I
will.
have a loan officer, and I was trying to talk Sarah, who's one of my first customers. We've had her on and tried to say, you should really do a Thanksgiving card. Then you're not. She goes, I have so many people that ask, what are you going to dress your dog up like this year? Because she uses her dog, and she goes, I just think everybody would be like, you're not going to do a Christmas card. So if if you have some fun with it and add some humor in it, people are they're going to look for it,
Oh
or
yeah,
when they get that envelope, they're going to be excited, like, I wonder
yeah,
what it
yeah,
is this month. So,
yeah. The biggest one I will tell you, just on this the same person, the biggest card that they got the biggest impact on was a Groundhog Day card.
oh yeah, I've done.
And it was just a simple, like, hey, whether Phil sees his shadow or not, doesn't matter. We're always here for you, kind
Gotcha.
of a thing.
Perfect.
So it was
Yeah,
a perfect card.
that is
They had a lot of people that said stuff on that. So that was a good one. So
very cool.
awesome. Awesome. Well,
All
hey,
right.
there is no perfect card. So there's
No,
the secret.
it's like the unicorn.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just the way it is. So the perfect card is coming from a heart, a perfect moment for you, and for, not for you, but you're thinking about them, and that's
Yep,
going to become their perfect moment when they get it.
absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely.
so. Okay, well, hey, we're going to have a really, really fun guest next Tuesday or next week, next Thursday when you see us. So
Yep.
make sure you stay tuned, and tune in and, hey, pass this on. We're on YouTube. We put this on the site. Feel free to pass on, tag people, and you know, we're here to help you. We're
Absolutely.
giving you some advance,
And
some quick advice.
any topic you want us to discuss. As
Yeah.
you can see, it gets to random topics as well. But if you want to, hey, I'm struggling with this, or I'm seeing this, or I'm hearing this, or how can I help this? Let us know. We've probably seen it because we've been here a while,
Hmm.
and we can talk through it and hopefully help you.
Yeah, you got it. Great point. Okay. Bye,
All right.
everybody. See you next week. Have a
Have a
great
great
one.
week. See you, Joy.
Bye-bye.